Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to make a corset pattern that can be used for a very long time. So I have front and back paper. We'll put the back aside and then work on the front one. And so the first line is a starting line. So from there it's shoulder to chest, which is 10 inches, shoulder to bust 12 inches, shoulder to underbar, shoulder to waist, and then shoulder to the length is 24. And so with the width is my hip divided by 4, which is 12 plus 3 making 15. Now I measured 8 inches for back measurement. I'm repeating the same 8 inches on the chest line. Yes, and I'm going to join to get my armhole. Now I made a mistake with this line, so I'm going to correct it to the actual 8 inches. Yes, and I'm going to draw my armhole curve, yes, on the 8 inches. Yes, not the mistake line. Yes, so I'm going to make a neck width of 4 inches, and then I'll make a neck deep of also 4 inches, and I'm going to draw it. Okay, and so from there I'm going to come down at the armhole side 1 inch and join it to the neck to get a shoulder slant. And then I'm going to locate the middle of the armhole. Yes, so the middle. Then I'm going to go in by ½ inch to get front armhole. Do you get? So I'm going to join it from the armhole to the 0.5 inches and then straight to the shoulder. So that is for front armhole and the other one is back armhole. Okay, so at the bust line I'm going to place my that is 10 inches divided by 2, that is 5. So I'll place it up to the down part, that's the down of the, yes, the dress. Okay, and I'm going to join the line straight from the bust to the down part. Okay, and we are going to mark our dart at the waistline 0.75 on each side. So I'm marking 0.75 on each side and I'll join it to the bust. Do you get? So at the end of the day we are going to get 1.5. Do you get it? So I'll come up from the down 2 inches, join it to the 2 inches from the waist, the dart to it, and then I'll join it to the bust also in the same manner. Please like and share this video, leave a comment as well. So from here I'm going to divide the shoulder slant into 2. Yes, and then I'm going to join it to the bust point. Yes, okay, yes. So and then the next thing I'm going to do is place my measurement. The bust measurement is 23, that is 11.5, that is what I just marked. And then the waist measurement is 9.5. I will add the 1.5 to it, so 9.5 is going to be 11. Do you get it? So I'll mark 11. The bust is 46 divided by 4, and that's going to be 11.5. And I'm going to place 12 inches at the length of the dress. That's the hip measurement. So I'm joining from the bust to the waist, and then from the waist to the length of the dress. Okay, so from there I'm making my neck deep. So for the neck deep I used 8 inches at first, but I later made it 7 inches. I'm marking the same thing on the armhole line. So 7 inches is what I marked. So this is 7 inches, and I'm coming down again marking 9 inches. Now 9 inches because I'm going to get sweetheart neck. I'm going to make sweetheart neck shape. Do you get it? And so with sweetheart, the middle should go down 2 inches. So from there I'm going to make a dart there to prevent any gaping. So I marked ½ inch on each side, and I'm joining it to the bust line, the bust point. Do you get it? Okay, So I'm going to mark it to the 9 inches that I marked to get my sweetheart neck shape. Okay, then after I'll turn it and then mark it to the armhole to get the sweetheart neck shape. Do you get it? So this is it. Now I'll come down from the bust 2 inches on the bust, yes, 2 inches, and you're going to join it to the bust point. Yes, this will help with this is going to make bust that. Do you get it? Okay, so at the under bust, the under bust measurement is 36 divided by 4, and that's going to be 9. So I just marked the 9 there. Now the difference there, I'm going to divide it into 2. The difference is 2 inches. So the 2 inches, I marked 0.75 inward and then 1.25 out. Do you get it? So this where I'm marking is 1.25, and then the where I'm marking now also is 0.75. Do you get it? So I'm marking it to the down parts, yes, to create a dart. So this one will help to tighten the under bust very well. Now, so I'm dividing the dart into 2. The dart is 5, so I'm dividing it into 2. That is 2.5. So I'm marking 2.5 there straight to the upper part. Do you get it? And I'm going to join it, make a straight line. We are going to snatch the waist. We are going to snatch the waist. So in snatching the waist, we are going to take ½ inch from our waistline. So I will measure 0.25, 0.25, and that's going to be ½ inch. Do you get it? At the waistline, that was at the waistline. So I'll join it to the bust and then join it to the down part, same way, just like the way we made our dart. So I just used 0.25 on each side. You can decide to make 0.5. So I'm drawing some numbers to help me to indicate it. Now I'll come to the length of the dress and reduce it by 2 inches. Yes, you can do 1 inch or 1.5. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside and then we'll work on the back one. Now with the back, we have a zip allowance of 2 inches. The difference between the back and the front is that the shoulder to waist, this is shoulder to chest, which is 10 inches. Shoulder to waist is 16, but shoulder to waist at the front is 18. The length of the back is 22 and the length of the front is 24. Do you get it? Now because of the bust that we marked, when we take it off, the length of the front and the back will be the same, and so I'm placing the same measurements there. Now the reason for this reduction of the back is that when you are measuring your weight, if your shoulder to waist, when you measure from front to the front is different from the back. It's always the difference is always 2 inches or 1.5. Do you get it? So when you place your tape measure on your shoulder and then you mark to your waist at the back and then mark to your waist from the front, the difference is between 1.5 and 2 inches. So I'm just placing my darts on it. Yes, so the dart I placed at the front is the same thing I'm going to do at the back. Do you get it? And I'm marking 0.75 at the waistline, just as I did for the front also. And this I'm coming up by 2 inches. Do you get it? So the length of the back is 22, the length of the front is 24. Shoulder to waist of the back is 16, shoulder to waist of the front is what? 18. Do you get it? Now I'm placing the bust measurement, waist measurement plus the 1.5, and then the hip measurement, which is 12 inches. Do you get it? And then I'm going to join. So the same measurement I place at the front is the same measurement I'm placing at the back. Now this I'm going to, from the dart to the marked shape, I'm dividing it into two. Do you get it? So I'm dividing it into two. Yes, so when I divide it into two, that's what I'm placing. So it was 7, so dividing it to, sorry, it was 6, dividing it into two, I measure from the dart 3 inches. You get, now snatching the waist, so I'm going to take 0.25 on each side, just as I did for the front, 0.25 to snatch the waist. You can decide to make it 0.5, but I wanted something that I can breathe. Do you get it? So that is it for it. Now we are going to draw the armhole for the back. I forgot to draw it, and this is for the back, so no need to go in. Now I'm measuring the neck depth. I measure 10.5, 10.5, and then I join it to the armhole. I'm extending it to the zip allowance, just trying to make the line the straight. Okay, now I'm coming, that is the waist line at the zip allowance. I went in by ½ inch. Yes, to, this will help when you are fixing your zip, it will lie flat to prevent any form of gaping or any form of folding, to get it flat. Do you get it? So went down at the waistline, went up by 2 inches. Do you get it? Okay, so now in case you don't want to use zip and you want to use how do you call it, loop, I measure from the zip allowance line 2 inches. Do you get it? 2 inches. So that is for future, in case I want to make use of loop and not zip. Do you get it? So when I'm cutting, I will not cut that part off. Now to prevent any form of gaping, I'm measuring 0.25 on each side at the dart, and then I'll join it to the dart. Because of the neck shape, we have made the curve there, we need that to prevent, so that when we join, everything will be flat. Okay, so I measured 7 inches, just as I measured for the 7 inches at the armhole line, but the next side I measured 9 inches. Do you get it? So I'm making the dots that I made. Yes, I'm just repeating the same dot, and I'm using dotted lines for it so that I can see it. Do you get it? I'll have another neckline also, in case I decide to. So I'm just extending it, extending the mark I made at the zip allowance side. Yes, and I'm extending this line also. So that's the loop, that is zip allowance or zip line. Just naming the 1 and then numbering it 2 and then 3. Do you get it? Now this is the neck line, and this one is 9 inches. This neckline is 10.5, and the other one is 10 inches. Do you get it? So I'm just writing all of them so that I don't confuse myself in the future. Do you get it? So because I will cut that point, I decided to bring the 9 inches down the curve. Now I'm going to make changes here. You know, this is 7 inches, so I'm going to come here and then make the armhole line. I made it 6 inches, then I'll join it to the 7 inches. I'm doing this in case I don't want to use sweetheart neck shape and I want to use a boat neck shape like this. Do you get it? So I'm going to just extend the darts I've made. Yes, so in case I don't want to use sweetheart neck, then I can. So I'll come to the armhole and then make it 6 to meet equally with the front, and I'm going to join it to the 9 inches. Yes, so that it will be equal with the front one. Do you get it? So this is it. Yes. Okay, so That place is supposed to be cut, but I'm not going to cut it. I'm just extending the dots that I made with dotted lines because I'll cut it there. So I'm going to cut it. Yes, yes. So just follow what. So I'm just cutting this, and then the shoulder slope I forgot to make it. I did not cut the neck shape because I'm going to keep this for future when I want to change the neck shape and all of that. Do you get it? So I'm just cutting through the dotted dots to the upper parts. Yes. Okay, so this is it. And then I'm going to cut this also straight. Yes, and then I'll cut the dots, this dots. Yes, so this is it. I'm cutting the zip allowance, that shape we made there. So this is it for the back. Now I'll come to the front line. I'm going to slash the zip allowance. This I'm not going to cut it. The sweetheart neck, I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to maintain it for future. Okay, so I'm cutting to the front armhole down to the waist, and then I'll cut this and then keep it for future also. So I wrote front on it. Now I'm cutting this straight to the bust point, and I'll leave it. Then I'll slash the bust dart also, and I'm going to place it on it this way. Yes, and then solid tape it. Yes. Now I'm going to take the dart off. So that is going to take care of the shortage at the back. Do you get it? At the back measurement. So you'll see it after, and so we'll take the dart that we've made. Yes, and I'm going to take this one, the dart also. Yes, and I'll take this also. Okay. And so this is, so you see I did not cut the sweetheart neckline. Now that place is a bit shortage. There's a little bit of shortage, so I'll just place a brown paper there and then shape it for it to be equal. Do you get it? Turn it at the back and then take the excess paper from there. So I just decided to tape that one also, and so this is it. Now this is the back. So when you place it on it, you see that now everything is equal, you see, because of the 2 inches I took from the waistline. So everything is equal. Now I have this cardboard. I'm going to place the pattern on it. I'm going to divide it into 2, play, and then take one. I'm going to place all the patterns on it and then draw them out. Okay, because this brown paper, you can't keep it for 1 year. It will crumple no matter how you try to protect it. It will mess up at a point. So I usually get this hard board. Yes, and then after making my pattern, I just place it on it, and then I will draw everything out. Yes. Please like and share this video for me. And so this corset we just made is Victorian corset. Do you get it? And so I'm making all those. I will mark all those lines, the point and everything on it. Do you get it? So that I don't get confused. And I'm drawing the shape, that is the sweetheart neck shape. I'm not cutting the sweetheart neck shape. So in future, if I want sweetheart neck shape, I'll just indicate it on the fabric and then draw it and then cut it. If I don't want sweetheart neck shape and I want to use the boat neck shape type, I will I made a mistake with this one, so I'm going to come to the second one. When you are doing this, when you are transferring, use pencil, so that if you make a mistake with any of the lines, you can easily clean it. I decided to use pen, so don't make this mistake. So I'm drawing this also. So I have to align it well. So I'm going to draw the side part again. So you see I'm marking out all those points, and then after I will draw the lines. So you see the down part that I reduce by 2 inches, that is the shaping the down part. So I'm going to draw the sweetheart next. The down part that I shaped, I did not cut it. I just drew the line there. This line too, I made a mistake. Yes, so where I am making dot dot, it means it's not part. I made a mistake. So I'm done transferring all the pattern on the cardboard or the hardboard, and I'm cutting it. I must confess, cutting it is not easy. It's very hard. Yes, it's very hard. So I'm cutting. So like I was saying, even shaping the down part, I did not cut it. I just make the line there, so that in future if I want to cut it, I'll cut it. If I want to make a style where I don't want to shape the down part, then it's going to be straight, then that will be okay. Do you get it? So you see I have all my marked line in. I've named and numbered them very well. Do you get it? So at a point I have to call my brother to come and continue with the cutting, because it was very tough for me, and he is into art, so he has a way of cutting that makes it easy. Yes, so we are done with the cutting, and I also did the cutting for the yoke. Yes, this you can use it for your yoke or as a yoke. Okay, so this is it, you see. And so when you place it on your fabric, what you need to do is to add your allowances to it. You see, if I want sweetheart neck shape, I'll just indicate it on the fabric, draw it out, and then cut it. Do you get it? And this is for my yoke. For if I want the neck to be 3 inches or even wider than the 4 inches, I'll just indicate it on the fabric, mark it out, and cut. So this, the down parts, yes, where I shaped, I did not cut it off, I just left it. When you place it on your fabric, you can add at that side about 1 inch, 1.5 or 2 inches, which I usually do 2 inches. The rest you can add not less than 0.5. So number one of the front part, do you get it? When you come to this side, you don't need to add any allowance, because that one is going to be the middle part of it. When you fold your fabric, that is going to be the middle. So that one, unless you are making a front zip, then you add zip allowance there. Do you get it? This is it for the back also. I'm just writing zip line on the yoke side. So this is it. You add allowance the down all over, but the armhole, it's not necessary adding allowance, but the rest you need to add allowance. So depending on the size of your boning will tell the amount you should add, but not less than 0.5. Do you get it? It's not less than 0.5. When you come to the zip allowance side, the zip side, you don't need to add any allowance, extra allowance there. Just cut it like that. So this is it for our pattern. This you can keep it for a very long time and use it whenever. Just make some adjustments when you are growing fat or when you are reducing. Do you get it? Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.